Can you imagine one of your friends or family members getting in a car wreck because they were texting and driving? So think of one person in your life that means a lot to you and that you couldn't live without. Keep that person in mind while I present my speech so you can imagine how much it would greatly affect you if it ever happened. I feel I am qualified to talk about this because I have done my research about this topic. The purpose of my speech is to persuade everyone that hears this speech to not text while operating a vehicle. During my speech, I am going to talk to you about the dangers of texting and driving, how to prevent it, and the survival rate. The dangers of texting and driving can cause some serious accidents. Using a cell phone while operating a vehicle is one of the many dangerous distractions resulting in a serious wreck. According to FCC.gov, 40% of all teens say they have been in a car when the driver has used a cell phone. Texting while driving can be prevented in many different ways. According to StopTextStopWrecks.org, if your cell phone is out of sight, it is out of mind. That means if you say you hide your cell phone under your seat, you're not going to be tempted to use it while you're driving. Here are some other tips to help prevent texting and driving. Silence your phone when you drive, designate a texter, and there's also an app for iPhones to help stop texting and driving. CarInsuranceComparison.com states there are 24,000 injuries per year and 995 deaths caused by texting and driving. If you text and drive, you are 8 times more likely to crash. Even if you think you're great at texting and driving, you always have to worry about the other drivers doing it. Sometimes they are the ones that can cause a wreck because they're not paying attention. They could be looking down at their phone and suddenly run off the road, and by then it's way too late. The purpose of my speech today is to convince the importance of not texting and driving. Hopefully now I gave you enough information to know about the dangers and distractions of texting and driving. Again, I feel I am qualified to persuade you not to text and drive because I've done the research and learned a lot about this topic. I mentioned earlier in my speech to think of a special someone to keep in mind. With the information I gave you, could you imagine if that one person was to get in a bad car accident because of texting and driving? Now I hope I made you think twice about getting your phone out while texting and driving and end up causing somebody's life or maybe even your own.